something different and achieving something, somehow it doesn't pan out in the sense the way that we want it to, because the attitude is what we need to look for and we work for. So I have always seen people talk about things that are so impossible, and they tell us that, I really want to do this, I would like to achieve it, I would like to think different. But the thing is, the situations are such, the circumstances are such that we are not able to do it. And the first and the foremost, the most important thing is, what is it that I'm prepared with before I can do something? Like, for example, if somebody takes a thought that, I need to work, and achieve something, this target, this point of time, and all that. And I have to first pick up that virtue, the quality, the feeling that which I will be able to do it. Let's say there is a table and there's a vase on it and there's things arranged on the table. Now, you could tell somebody, even a child to do it, they will do it. It's not a big deal to getting things done, not just arranging a table. But the thing is, what is the consciousness with which you do it?
एक मिनट sir.
Is it with the feeling that, look, I got this opportunity to clean the table and it looks so beautiful? If there's a meeting, I'm sure people will appreciate it and they will really like this ambience. Mm. To have that kind of feeling and do it, is newness. Just doing it is not newness at all. Everybody does it. Something or the other people keep doing. That's not the criteria. The criteria is about, what am I thinking and feeling whilst doing something? Because we can get tired out, and we can actually have a burnout if I am not having the right feeling. Most people move from one day to another, whether it's a new year or whether it's anything, we move from one day to another mechanically, like it just has to go on. I mean, I have to work, I have to do this, and I have to go ahead. But the thing is, what is important is, how do I feel about today and what is it that I'm looking forward to? If I don't have anything to look forward to and I do not have any newness in my mind, then there can be no newness in what I do. So, doing is not the focus. And I said more work, but it's like more new feelings. So then I can do a lot of work, I can do something creative, I can introduce a lot of new things. So I remember someone who was in a marketing field, and he would go to places and travel a lot, and he had a very tough boss. That's what he told me. So he said, to be traveling so many places and all that, and I'm getting very tired. I don't get time to eat and all that. But he's reaching his targets, of course. I mean, he's doing well. So of course, that's exactly why his people would tell them to go and do more. And then one day I get a call from his mother, and she tells me he's admitted in the hospital. And I said, "What happened? How is he and everything?" And they said, he's not well. He got stressed out, nervous breakdown. The doctors are saying he didn't take care of himself and things like that. So I spoke to him, and he says it's too much of traveling and too much of work, and that's exactly why I got exhausted. So
Cost आहे ना.
So the thing is, I told him, better resign from this job, because I don't think so you will be able to manage this with this kind of health and how you're spoiling your health. You start looking out for another job. The next time I hear from him, he tells me that he's too busy because he started his own business and he's traveling the same way that he used to. And he told me that there's no time at all to eat, no time at all to sleep. It's the same scenario again. And then he's telling, I said, oh my God, You don't want to be admitted in the hospital again, huh? Do you? So why are you, doing the same thing once again? You to take care of yourself. And he said, sister, I can give you guarantee that I will not get sick. I will not get admitted because there is so much enthusiasm in my heart and I'm so excited about the future. I'm so much looking forward for this business to start. And and especially because this is my business. So it is just an attitude. It's not about work at all. It's not about how much time I'm giving to it. It's about how happy I am doing it and how much of a, good feeling that I'm able to give myself, that I'm able to pat my shoulder and say, yeah, this is so wonderful. These are the capabilities, these are the thoughts, and these are my specialities that I'm able to use and that I'm able to progress. And the more because a lot of times, somebody was telling me, sister, there's so much more work, so much more work, so much work I have to do, and work is what is my problem. So I need to take a break and I want to go to Goa for a vacation kind of a thing. So I'll spend some time there and then I'll come back. I said, okay, um, maybe you'll feel a little charged and all that and come back. So he went. He went and then he called me and he said, sister, can you give me some thoughts to relax and to get refreshed and get charged? Can you give me some thoughts? I said, I thought you went there to get charged and relaxed and all that. So why do you need thoughts now? So he said, I'm going to the beaches and I'm going to restaurant, I'm going with my family, I'm going everywhere. But the thing is, I'm only remembering my work and how I need to go back to the same thing. And I'm remembering about the people I have conflicts with. So wherever you go, your thoughts travel with you. It is nothing to do with, work in itself. It's a thought about the work. So new beginnings is about new thoughts. So what are the new thoughts we're going to take so that I make a difference in whatever I do? Because everything that we do should have our own signature. Our own signature. Now somebody would see my work that say it should be this person because they do it with these kind of qualities. The minute I'm able to introduce these new feelings and new awareness and new thoughts, what happens is I'm able to be more patient with myself and more patient with others. Old thoughts, old feelings, you would find the work mundane. I happen to be flying here to Mumbai, Hyderabad to Mumbai. And I happen to have a person sitting next to me where I feel he's the most busiest man on that plane because he had three mobile phones, and all three of them were ringing. And each one he'd pick it up and he would talk. And he would give the same answer. Yeah, I'm taking off, I will land and so time, and so on and so forth. So, and he was very restless all through the plane ride. He was very restless. When we landed, and we were all getting off the plane, and he was a Sikh, with a turban and all. So when we were getting off, he was again his phones were ringing, and he picked up his phone and he's talking, and he's telling that yes, I'm getting off the plane. I should get off in about the 10 minutes, but the madam in front of me is not letting me go, and the madam is me. My luggage got stuck in the overhead locker, and I'm not able to take it out. So everybody got stuck. So eventually I came out, and the lady, the air hostess who's standing there, I don't expect a lot from the air hostess at all. I mean, they will smile and say hello, and some don't even do that. So, but when I was getting off, she looked at me and she said, Om Shanti. I turned to her and said, do you know Brahmakumaris? She said, no, I've never heard of Brahmakumaris, but I asked somebody who is she with this white dress, and they told me that she's a Brahmakumari, and they keep saying Om Shanti, Om Shanti. So I told her, do you know what Om Shanti means? She said, no. I said, Om means I am, Shanti means peace. So this is like introduction of myself that I am peace. That is my nature. And you reply by saying Om Shanti, so you are peace. So you are peace and I am peace. So no trouble, please. So we just had a smile and then we walked out. And I was not the only one. There was this person right behind me, that the man who was a Sikh, the busiest man. And he was walking out and she looked at him and she said, Sat Sri Akal. The minute she said Sat Sri Akal, you know, it brightened him. I mean, I could look at him, his face brightened up, and he said, oh my God, you made my day. And he started talking to her in Punjabi. And she said, no, and I'm not Punjabi, I'm from Kerala, and things like that. So, so the thing is, he said, um, she did something so in a mundane job, she added a color, spice, and fragrance in the most mundane job. That is what is newness. She's not paid one paisa more to say Satsrikal or Om Shanti to me. I've seen air hostesses and air hostesses and air hostesses. I don't remember any of them. But I do remember her because that is her signature. So, what is my signature? What is that signature that I am putting in my life that I'm remembered for? I was in Mumbai railway station long back. It must be in the 90s. And I happened to have, standing in a queue, and this queue is not moving at all. I think we were buying tickets or something, and it was not moving. And people were getting very exasperated and um, very tired, impatient. And we see that the queue next to us is not moving either. But a whole bunch of people were right in front of the counter. They all seemed quite excited and happy, and I wondered how come they're feeling so much happiness standing there for so long, and that's not the case for the rest of us here. And I'd see that the man behind the counter, usually they don't talk, just give you the ticket or they just grunt and nothing much, but this man was talking, and he's asking people what they're doing, where they're going, and how they're going, and what for they're going. And then he's making them laugh. And there's a whole huge queue there. To have that kind of an attitude, nobody's complaining in his queue. Everybody is peeping and everybody is trying to involve in that conversation, and everybody liked it. So what is that newness? There's nothing new in giving the ticket, and that's what he does every day all through the year. There's nothing new. But that attitude is what he's introducing there, which people around are not going to, you know, crib. They're not going to complain. They're not going to feel impatient. They would involve themselves in the conversation and feel that kind of attention from this man who is involving you in a talk, in something that they can converse about. So, what is it am I ready to contribute here that is very different from last year? It's not just more work, it's about not thinking about work, but contributing in the sense I'm going to work this much, I'm going to do this much. If I keep thinking about how much I have to do, it gets bothersome. I remember somebody sharing with me in a workshop long back in London. He was talking to me about how there was this trainer that he met, and he trains this weightlifters who compete in competitions and all that. So, so he had this one of his students. who competes and all, I don't remember the weight, how much weight it was, but he was picking up about 100 kgs or something. I don't remember. So he was training him. He was going through this training, and then he was doing pretty well. So this trainer told him that how about you pick about 120 now or 130? Shall we, increase a bit? He said, no. This is enough for me. I can't lift more weights than this. This is enough for me. So he said, but we should. Because I think you're capable, more capable than just picking up 100 kgs now. I said, no, this is my limit. I can't do more than this. That's about it. And that's exactly how it remained, because the trainer did not force him to do anything more than 100 kgs. So he would keep asking him to keep practicing and exercising and all that. So he kept doing it. Sometimes he would find it difficult. Sometimes he would still keep picking up and finding it easy. Sometimes he would get a little tired. Sometimes he would do well. So it was going on for the whole year. And then after that, I said, now which competition I have to register myself? And then he said, the trainer said, you should get in the higher, cages. He said, no, I've been trained for only this much. You're talking about more kgs, which I'm not prepared for. So the trainer said, all the whole year, you've been picking up this 130 kgs. The only thing is, you did not know. That's all. I have been increasing these weights for you, and you were not aware. So it's all about the blocks within me, that this is my limit to tolerate. This is my limit for patience. This is my limit for understanding anybody. This is my limit of doing my work. Of course, there is a balance, that always balance is required. But the thing is, what if I have a vacation every moment of my life? I don't have to go somewhere else, but I have a vacation here. Hmm? That I can, for a minute, somebody was telling me, power naps. And I was just thinking, I started thinking, but quite a few years ago, somebody spoke about a power nap, because we all get up 4 in the morning, and then sometimes we don't get time to sleep in the afternoon too. So I was thinking this power nap is something wonderful. Power nap is an attitude. Like, I'll be just sitting, and then I understand, it's like you have this mental clock. Even like, let's say you need to catch a plane by 4 in the morning, your mental clock wakes you up. You don't need alarm clock, actually, if you're a responsible person, that is. So the thing is, this mental clock, if you keep it for 10 minutes, and then I just want to just sit down. You don't have to lie down, just sit down, you know and then that 10 minutes will charge you, really charge you, because this is a mental clock, and that kind of a power nap charges you. You don't necessarily sleep for 1 hour or two. A lot of people sleep for about 2, 3 hours and wake up tired, groggy, in fact. And they walk around. They can't get into work because they just need to, totally take their grogginess out. So the thing is, how about that I get refreshed, recharged with just that switch of an attitude? It's like it's as easy as putting on a switch, that I get charged with that new thought. Somebody was telling me, every time I get a challenge, I tell myself that, how much and how many days, what to do, how to do. No, I tell myself, move on. You're not going to think too much about, just move on. Keep doing. Keep doing. And you just don't know how capable you are. All these capabilities keep coming out. If somebody suddenly becomes blind, the ability and the capability which he never had before will somehow arise. That he will have the power of touch. But if I would have to close my eyes and touch something and to know something, I will not be able to. I said, I don't know, I can't. But when somebody becomes blind, suddenly these hands, the power of touch increases, that you can touch somebody's face and you can know what the features could be. So it's not like that we don't have it now. Because the thing is, we don't use it, it stays latent. So, in many challenges, in many situations, we do come across this experience that, I didn't know I had it in me. I didn't know that I would be able to do this. I didn't know that. But then, at the right time, that capability comes forth. If you have the right attitude, the right thought, that courage, that patience, that strength, that creativity, it comes into place. So, to bring about newness is I would be working on my mind. More work is on what I'm thinking. It's not just doing. Everybody does it, there's nothing new about it. Everybody's working, everybody's doing something. But the difference is, how do I work? What is an attitude with which I work? How boring do I make my life? That everything seems very mundane and boring for me. Somebody had come to the center long back. This was in early 2000s and all. So he comes and he says, "Sister, it's time to celebrate." So, and I said, "Oh, really? What is it to celebrate about? There should be something." And he says, "Today penicillin was discovered." I said, "Wonderful." So there is something to celebrate every day. So he would, I don't know, he would browse or find out something, and there's something to celebrate every day. To have that kind of understanding, mm, that in Hindi it is said, "Jahan उत्साह है, वह उत्सव है." Now, where there is enthusiasm, there is festival. You can have Diwali going on in the house, and I don't have any enthusiasm at all, no zeal, nothing. So, what is a festival at all? So, the amount of utsaha makes everything I do is a festivity. Some people add that kind of spice wherever they go and whatever they do. So we have those capabilities, but to be able to take some, and this doesn't develop on its own, the new attitude or the no feeling and that work, the work that I need to do on myself. So because happiness is little work, sorrow is easy, mundane feelings are easy. Feeling morose and feeling bored and feeling just like any day at all is very easy because it's just flowing. But to have just creative thoughts and feelings, it's a total different journey. And to be able to have that, it's just not for the new year. It's for, they said, we're going to take a new thought for the new year. Why can't I take it all through the year? All through, because it's just not in the first month itself. Some people just take the thought that first year and then they forget the rest of the year. No, to be able to sustain it, I need that enthusiasm. I need the right kind of package to be able to work on my mind. So, more work on my mind, that I'm taking the right kind of thoughts and more right attitudes. I'm, I happen to have somebody who was studying the 11th who had come to the center. Her father called me and said, "I'm going to send her across with her mother. I would like you to interact with her and see what's happening to her because she was the third highest in school and she did so well. And then now, um, unfortunately, she has failed in about 4 subjects in her 11th. Is it the social media? Is it friends? We don't know really. We don't know where to pinpoint. But then she's failed, and I'm sending her across. Just talk to her, see what you can do. So I was just her mother came along, so she started talking about what is going wrong. So she told about her friends, and talks about how she's not focused on her education and all. And that girl's name was Ramya. So she kept telling me, "Sister, ask Ramya what she wants to do. Does she want to change from mathematics to sciences? or what? So I'd ask Ramya, Ramya, what is it that you want to do? Do you want to change? You don't want to do mathematics? You want to go? What is it that you want to do? She'll just shrug her shoulders. No expression on her face at all. And then the mother keeps on complaining, complaining. I felt the mother needs more counseling and some sort of guidance than the daughter itself. After a while, she would look at me and say, the mother would say, ask her sister, would she like to meditate? And I'd look at her and ask, Ramya, do you want to meditate? Again, no expression. She would just shrug her shoulders and keep quiet, no answer whether she wants to do it or not. So this went on for 3 days, and I didn't get any type of an opportunity to interact with Ramya because her mother is talking. The fourth day, I happened to get a call, and it was the father who had spoken to me. And he said that I'm going to come to drop my daughter. There are some relatives in the house, and my wife can't come. I said, no problem. So he came and he said, I just have this little time, sister, and I don't think so. I mean, I will just briefly talk about my daughter. I said, okay. So he sat down and he said, Ramya was born in 1990, October 10th, 9:20 a.m. I said, okay. And then he said, the moment she was born, that second, my fortune got awakened. I'm a very proud father, Ramya, because she's a diamond. Whatever thought she takes up, she'll fulfill it. It's there in her. So whatever she touches becomes gold. This is how she is. She's a diamond sister. I've just bought her to you just to get polished and nothing more, just get polished. And I'm watching Ramya. Her expression is changing as her father is speaking. Her expression is changing. And this must have been just about 4 minutes conversation, or 4 minutes of father's been talking, not more than that. And expression has changed and the tears rolling down. She catches hold of her father's hand in a jiffy. She caught hold of her father's hand and she started saying, मैं करके दिखाऊंगी पप्पा, मैं करके दिखाऊंगी. I'll show you. I'll do and show you. The only thing that the attitude change is about seeing her as a diamond and not somebody who's failed in the four subjects. To have that kind of an attitude towards people around me is the beginning. I can meet everybody, but having the same old pattern of thinking, the same old attitude towards people makes work difficult. Because work is not that difficult because you know what to do. But working with people, that makes it difficult because there are variety of people with variety of attitudes and variety of perspectives and opinions. And somebody was telling me that, when people come up and tell me, he is a psychiatrist. So he's saying that when people come up and tell me that there have been differences of opinion, so we divorced, or there's a differences of opinion, so I quit my job. There's a difference of opinion, so I stopped talking to my relative. The difference of opinions is always there, right at this moment, at this point of time, at about 10:30. I mean, I would see all of you. I don't know how many of you all are there, how many of you all are listening was, I don't know. But the thing is, all of you have different opinions from me in many aspects of life, different perspectives. We can't match on that. But the thing is, we can still find a meeting ground, right? Just a differences of opinion can't break relationships. That's a very trivial reason to break. There is something there's the only thing is I need to give a landmark. That if you want someone to come to your address, you just can't say, okay, come to this address. No, you should give a landmark. This is a place you would know this particular shop, and that's very close to where I am. A very familiar shop. Same way, if you have differences of opinion, you need to have some common ground something that we can relate to, and then we can connect there. So that is new. I can't just say this person's attitude is different, this person's way of working is different, the person's way of communication is different. Yeah, everybody's different. Everybody's different. But the thing is, how do I celebrate these differences? How do I patiently work with people with the right attitude? Because patience doesn't come from the sky somewhere. Patience comes with the right kind of faith in people. But eventually, it's like somebody who has a whole blueprint of a house, maybe an architect. He has this whole thing in on the table, and he sees it, and he knows how it will come out, how it will look. So someone like me would go into that site and you'll see bricks and cement and stone, and I would not see anything coming up. I mean, I'll just look at it and say, "Oh my God, there's nothing here, just brick and stone." That's what I would feel. But someone like an architect, he would say magic. Like he would know what it will turn out to be. His vision is totally on what is the outcome, not just what it is right now, pattar and eat. No, it is going to eventually become. So that's exactly how my awareness or my vision should be towards my work, towards my situations, towards people. It's just not about what is it now. It could be nothing. It could be very confusing. It could be difficult. It could be something that feels impossible. But there is an element of magic hidden there. And I have seen in my personal life, repeatedly, I have seen how it transforms. A person transforms. How a situation totally changes its meaning and comes in front of you. And it all starts with that magic of changing your thoughts, changing how you see it. I was going to Mount Abu from Ahmedabad in a um, taxi, and it's a 4 hour ride. And then we were carrying some lunch, and so we took out a lunch to eat. And then the driver, he said, "Are you going to eat now?" So he said, "Yeah, we are eating now." So the driver said, "Okay." Um, when he asked us that, the person with me, she thought he is scared that we will spill something and spoil his upholstery. So that's why he's asking, "Are you going to eat now?" So that's why he's saying that he will want to stop the car. He said, "I would like to stop the car because I would like you to eat comfortably." The difference there? There's a lot of difference there. It's the same thing. You stop the car. He asked why you're stopping the car. How do you take things from? It's just attitudes. Why can't I start with the right one first? That person could be negative, that doesn't matter, but it takes care of my health and it takes care of my life. Why don't I start with that right one? Everywhere. Oh, my son has not turned up. I got a call. My son has not turned up to us. Do you think he's had an accident? His phone got discharged. Let me start from there. Everything, let me start from something nice. Let me have what you call as um, element of doubt that we create all the time, to have that thought that no, why would somebody want to do something so nasty? Why would that person have that kind of intention towards? Nowadays there's a trend. If something goes wrong, and there's some illness or somebody, one after another, things go wrong, there are these old thoughts. These are all very old thoughts. They come up with old patterns. They come up and say, "Sister, कोई black magic करते होंगे." क्यों करते हैं? आप इतने खराब है क्या? किसको इतनी इनिमिटी होंगी? क्यों करना चाहेंगे? So what the to create these thoughts is to make it a reality. And वो reality बनने के बाद everything seems right and true according to these old pattern thoughts and negative thoughts. So in the same way, if I can take a nice new thought, it creates the same pattern. It everything seems right, everything seems okay. Because our habits are formed on the basis of what we think and what we repeatedly think and do. I don't like this person. I don't like the way he's talking. I'm not going to talk with this person. And that's it. It starts from there. Every person, then, I don't like this person, the way he's talking, that person. There's so many people I don't like the way they talk. And that continues. And that really continues. So that's exactly why this new beginning is about new attitudes, new awareness, new perspective, new feelings, thoughts. And that is when you start working. This starts with work, work, work here, and what you're thinking before you start working. And that automatically brings that patience. So from tomorrow, or like even from now, you can take up this thought just before you start working. Maybe it is be any work you're doing at work or at home or anything for that matter. You need to step back. What is it that I'd like to contribute right now? Do I want to contribute little understanding today around me? Understanding of why I've been given this today, this work? Do I need to work on, you know, a little clarity with which I'm going to pick up things? Am I going to smile more today and greet people with new feelings? Today, am I going to just forget the past and start? What is it that I would like to do today? As soon as you come to a desk, start with that thought so that you're able to do more work on your mind and more patience in what you do. So we'll just have 5 minutes. This 5 minutes that we have, let us just sit down in silence and I'll give you a few thoughts and just let your mind go with these thoughts. Sit back, relax. Just don't force yourself to think in a certain way, but let your mind flow and pay attention to what I'm saying. I have taken out this time, this moment to spend with myself, to talk to myself. This is my time. This is my moment. And I step back everything that I'm doing and everything that I'm thinking. And at this moment, right now, I take a thought that I am a spark behind my eyes. My thoughts are new. My feelings are. And that's everything I do. I am peace. I am love. And I am happiness. All of these qualities are in abundance. And from this treasure store, I'm ready to contribute little happiness there, little peace there, little love there. And I'm able to work that spirit to give joys and to create environments, happiness, and enthusiasm. I treat through my life, greeting and meeting people, celebrating our differences, respecting, and to have the common love and happiness to connect with each other. I stay in this awareness that I have much to give. And I see in front of me everyone that I know at work, at home, some who challenge me, some who are grateful to. I see everyone as sparks send across a good wish. And let them be peaceful. Let them have love for what they do. Let them be happy. And God above, the supreme light, His rays of strength and protection is over them. Depth of my heart, that His strength and His divine energy pave my path into the future. There's nothing to worry about.
Thank you, sister. So, all the examples, it really actually correlates and corresponds to our daily life. The examples actually make us understand the real meaning of the topic. So, thank you so much. Thank you so much for this enlightenment. And everyone, we will meet next Tuesday on the similar topic and we will continue discussing the same in depth. So, thank you, Didi. Thank you once again. Om Shanti. Om Shanti, everyone.